Hey friend, John MacLennan here, and in this video you're going to learn how to play Bad Leroy Brown as recorded by Jim Croce on guitar. Now this song is a crowd pleaser and a lot of fun to play. It's in the key of G and it's primarily based around just one repeating progression. I'm going to break down the chords that you need and how to strum it, the whole thing top to bottom. But before we jump in, real quick, if you're new, I want to give you a gift. I put together this awesome fretboard guide that's going to show you the 5 must-know chords and scales to play in any style, anywhere on the neck. And I want to give it to you completely for free. Just go to johnmaclennan.com/fretboard guide to grab your copy. All right, well, with that said, let's break down this tune. Let's break down how to play Bad Leroy Brown as recorded by Jim Croce on guitar. Now the tune kicks off with the piano playing this very common blues figure. The piano's doing something like this. And what I would do is just play a straight G over that. So if I was playing an acoustic, I'd just do this. Then you have just this D chord, and that leads us into the main progression. Here's what that sounds like. So for the intro, I'm just starting on a typical G chord here, and you can play any G that's comfortable for you. A lot of times I take this 4-finger G, which is just 3, 2, open, open, 3, 3, and I remove my index finger. Now with the strumming here, I'm keeping an 8th note feel, just that kind of shuffle feel, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and what I'm doing is breaking up the strings a little bit. I do this a lot, and I strum sort of the lower strings and then the higher strings. So it's like bass strings, treble strings. And it just gets a little bit more dynamic to the sound as opposed to just, you know, kind of hitting all the strings straight down like that. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and you just stay on that G until you're about to kick into the main progression. Now what sets it up is just this D chord that leads us in. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and we rest on beat 1 and then we go and 2 and 3 and 4 and play just 7 down strums. Then we go into the main progression. Now I'm going to keep that same strumming going throughout this song, except for when I have that D chord and a couple variations where we're going to play a riff like at the end, I'll show you. But the idea is that I'm just 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I put that with these chords. So I started on a G, and I stayed there for 2 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. Then we climb up to an A, and here I like an A7, which is played from the 5th string down like this. Open, 2, open, 2, open. That's also going to be 2 bars. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. Then we'll move up to a B7 chord, which is played from the 5th string down, 2, 1, 2, open, 2, and then a C chord. That's played from the 5th string down as well, 3, 2, open, 1, open. Now here, when we get to that B7, the chords start moving quicker, so we're going to spend 1 bar on B7, 1 bar on C, then we're going to have this little cadence here in the last 2 bars that goes D, C, G, and then a D, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, which is just like that lead in we did at the top. So rhythmically, I'm spending 2 beats on D, 1, 2, then 1.5 beats on C, 3 and 4 and then the and of 4, I hit that G. So 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So coming from the B7, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So putting this entire main progression together and just lightly strumming through the chords, it's gonna sound like this. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, go to A7, up to B7, 1, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4, D, C, G, D, 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 D. Now if I add some more strumming with it, let's bring in that 8th note back and forth rhythm, bouncing from the bass strings to the treble strings like this. Back to the top. And that's it, that's the whole tune. Now, the way that it ends, we're gonna do what's called a tag, and then we're gonna play a little lick. So let me show you what that sounds like. We're gonna be taking that main progression and we come out of that. This is what it sounds like the last time. So what I did was just do a tag where we repeat back to the B7 chord in that main progression. Now coming out of it, we're gonna go D, C, G. Now normally when we would loop it back around, we would go and do that build in on the D chord. We're not gonna play that when we end the song. We're just gonna stay on G. So it's gonna go D, C, 2, 3, 4, then we go to B7, C, then we do the ending D, C. Now instead of going straight to G, this time we're gonna go and just do that little lick. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and. So that's sliding from the 1st fret to the 2nd fret on the 5th string. It's a very common kind of country or bluegrass sound. Then open 4th string, 2nd fret, then you could either just hit the G note and end there, or you could put a chord with it, G, and I'm just gonna kind of emphasize the lower strings, like that, for the ending. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and. So it actually ends on the and of 2, and 1, and 2, and. So coming out of the main progression, here's what the ending sounds like one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tag it, B7. So be sure to take your time with that chord progression. I would start just getting the shapes, then add more rhythm. Then after that, try and play it along with the recording. And to help you put this together even more, be sure to grab my ultimate fretboard guide at the first link down below. And a lot of the chords that we talked about in today's video, you'll see on this page. And I'm also going to connect the scales that you need to know with those chords. And that's where things like this ending lick, you know, where you play this little line and then hit the G chord. Well, where do those notes come from? A lot of times they come right out of the chord or scale that's happening at that moment. So this page is going to help you understand that connection between those two. So grab your copy completely for free. Just go to johnmaclennan.com/fretboard guide or use the first link down below. Next, I want to hear from you. Leave a comment down below and let me know your #1 struggle with guitar right now. What can I help you with? Just comment it down below so I can make some more videos here on the channel helping you out. As always, thanks for your support with the videos, and we'll catch you in another one real soon.